Welcome. This is Recidiva. I'm sharing a recording of a casual Skyrim playthrough using a mod list I built. My profound thanks to all the mod creators who have made this game a crowdsourced treasure. I hope you enjoy. Now that I'm using a bound bow,
I like it here.
I never use soul gems except for chanting. So I just ended up with several thousand gems in my inventory. They have been stored, clearing up how things. Okay, spell tome fireball. Rising Threat, Volume 2, by Lethenil of Sunhold. The following is the account of Lethenil of Sunhold, an Altmer refugee from Somerset Isle who came to Cyrodiil in the early years of the Fourth Era. According to Lethenil, he did not flee the aftermath of the Oblivion Crisis in Somerset. Rather, he fled the darkening shadow of the Thalmor upon my beloved homeland. Lethenil had a very intense presence, to put it politely, and some of his accusations of Thalmor involvement border on madness. This may be why his fervent warnings and outspoken criticisms of the Thalmor and the Aldmeri Dominion went unheeded, but history has at least partially vindicated Lethenil's claims. Praxis Oratio, Imperial History. What happened after the Tower of Crystal-like law fell was a daze. It was as if my mind simply stopped. Instinct took over, as my every thought sank into a black abyss of despair. Time lost all meaning, and to this day I know not how long I was in this state. Eventually, a conscious thought managed to break my fugue. The Daedric horde had vanished, gone as suddenly as they had come. Before my numbed mind could comprehend the tumult that consumed my beloved Somerset Isle, before I could formulate the question, how? There they were. They were there, dripping honeyed poison in our ears. The Thalmor. They were the ones that saved us, they claimed, working deep and subtle magics. It was their efforts, their sacrifices, that delivered the Altmer from extinction. What fools we were. We wanted so desperately someone to thank for ending our tribulations. We lavished it upon the first to step up and claim the glory. With that simple act of gratitude, we allowed a vile rot to seep into our homeland, to putrefy our once noble and distinguished civilization. It was months before I began to suspect the error we had made. Small twinges of unease would vex me, but each one alone was easy enough to disregard and push aside. The exile of the great seer Maid Riandor, the bold, was the final doubt that I could not ignore. You see, Riandor was one of the very few who survived the collapse of the Crystal Tower. I saw some of his bravery and heroics with my own eyes. It was his leadership in sorcery that made the Daedra pay such a high price for their destruction of the Crystal Tower. The Thalmor besmirched his name when he had the audacity to publicly doubt and question their role in ending the Oblivion Crisis on Somerset Isle. Ranador made the mistake of ignoring the consensus gentium, trusting instead to logic and facts. Yeah, see, that's a problem for logical people. Yeah, it's a thing. But, I mean, if everybody understood, they would totally want to go this way. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. The shrewdness of the Thalmor, however, was not such to allow something as trivial as the truth to stand in their way. As soon as they shifted the collective opinion ever so slightly against Randor, they had him sequestered and intensified their efforts to tarnish his reputation. Unable to mount any sort of defense to the Thalmor's attacks, Ranador was quickly denounced and exiled. Rising Threat, Volume 3. Okay, I'm not going to read the lead-in because I just did. Start at the text. Ever so cautiously, I formed a cabal made up of others who distrusted the motives and methods of the Thalmor. Over several months, I liquidated my ancestral holdings and took whatever inheritance I could without raising any suspicions. I would follow after Ryanandor and help him restore his reputation and status. We would then return to best the Thalmor at their own game and win back the mores and morals of the Altmer. The rest of my cabal would stay on Somerset Isle and win the trust of the Thalmor on whatever level best suited each of them, sending clandestine missives to me when possible. After weeks of painstaking investigations and exorbitant bribes, I was able to learn that Rhinandor was placed on a ship to Anvil. I booked my own passage to Anvil. My search almost ended there, for Rhinandor had never arrived in Anvil Harbor. My instinct that Rhinendor met a duplicitous end was confirmed when I sought out several of the deckhands who were reported to be aboard Rhinendor's vessel. All died under mysterious and violent circumstances. First of many attempts on my life occurred soon after. Needless to say, I survived, but my grand plan to stymie the Thalmor fell apart without an esteemed leader to rally behind. I went into hiding, waiting anxiously for word of the Thalmor's activities back on Somerset Isle. Over the following years, I tried to bend the ear of the Empire through various avenues and warn them of the Thalmor's doings. The Empire, however, was having enough troubles dealing with the aftermath of the Oblivion Crisis within its own borders, without seeking trouble in faraway Somerset. With the assassination of Emperor Uriel Septim VII and his heirs, and the self-sacrifice of Martin Septim, the true savior of Somerset Isle and the rest of Tamriel, the Empire's leadership was left defunct. High Chancellor Okato convened the full Elder Council in an unsuccessful bid to select a new emperor. Without an emperor, the empire beyond the reach of Cyrodiil began to splinter. Okato reluctantly agreed to become the potentate under the terms of the Elder Council charter until imperial rule could be re-established, but a reluctant leader is rarely a strong leader. Potentate Okato, I would disagree with that. I would say that the people who know the power and know how much work it's going to be and are worried about taking the power are the best leadership. Considering the ones who want all of that power usually want it for abuse of that power. So, I'm going to disagree. Potentate Okato made admirable efforts to rein in the bedlam that threatened to rip the Empire apart, and was even making headway when Red Mountain erupted and destroyed much of Vardenfell, likely from Thalmor tampering, but I have yet to find proof of their misdeeds in this. The Thalmor are getting blamed for everything. What was left of Morrowind was thrown into absolute chaos. The effects of the eruption were felt even in Black Marsh, destroying roads and cutting off the Imperial garrisons there. None were prepared for what happened next. Okay, so we have run about quite a bit trying to find the Lord's Mail, but let's try to get the quest to trigger. Let's ask at Castle Dur. Oh, yeah, my map's booked. Oh, dear. Okay, it looks like I put Argus's journal in... Maybe that's why it's here. Argus's journal. I've already read it. It's asking me to do it again. Alright, yeah, I know I've read this. I'll keep it in my inventory, but, my map is a little bit screwed, so we're just gonna, zone out here, mostly because I had to teleport back from, Sanctuary. See if this... Usually zoning will fix a map error. We hope. Okay, yeah, we're good. Alright. Okay, still no Jari Ra anywhere.
I've been looking for you.
Yeah!
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Started two of a kind. Oh, this is the fishing quest. Okay, it's a letter from Mila Valencia. Two of a kind. Letter from Mila Valencia. I love my new goldfish. Thank you so much. But I think he's lonely. He needs a friend. Do you think you could bring me another goldfish for him to play with? I'm sure they'd both be happy. Mila Religion. So cute. Alright, I'm making a note. Also, this just reminded me. I have to fix my courier in my other game. I thought with all my remakes, my courier would look good. He does not. I tried deleting the. There's a courier remake mod here, but I was wondering if that's what made him bug. But I'm pretty sure it's vanilla, and he deserves to have a nice face.
As High Priest of the Eighth Divine.
No quest markers.
Bid you welcome.
I'm sorry, but the General is indisposed. What is your business here?
I wanted to offer my services in finding General Tullius's stolen item.
By the divines, can nobody keep their mouths shut around here? Look, we have entirely too much on our plates right now with this damned war. It's been passed along to the Penitus Oculatus at Dragonbridge to investigate. If you want to help, you can ask about it there. But I'm sure they have it all well in hand.
Balgroof refuses the Legion's right to garrison troops in his city. On the other hand, he also refuses to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Investigate at Dragonbridge about the Lord's Mail. Again, no quest markers.
From what I hear, you're the one who gave Thalmor a black eye. Sure know how to pick your enemies, don't you?
I try. Penitus Oculatus has like its own. Yeah, they don't like me, or they shouldn't. They should all know. Oh boy. Yeah, they should all know that I, like, killed the Emperor.
I'm fairly certain you wandered into the wrong building, friend.
Hello, Gideon.
You must be lost. The tavern is down the road a piece.
Good to hear from
Yes.
you, Gideon. Ooh.
Yes?
Wow, Maro will talk to me, but I don't see why.
I'm fairly certain you wandered into the wrong building, friend.
Hi, Gideon. I love you. I got force greeted on the other one. I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to here. Look, it's a dragon.
By the god!
Are you alright then?
You know where my
Dragon?
ears are?
Jumped out
I've
of my
never
chest.
seen such a thing.
I don't know what I'd fucking do if I ever lost you. It's really dead then?
try the tavern, see if there's anybody penitus oculitus in there. So let's see, it's dark. I'll show you, I'm gonna check quality purposes, my necklace. Okay, here's his talisman. Here's the, yeah, see that casts a circle of light on the ground, without a doubt. Alright. Yeah, my other mod list doesn't do that, so I'm going to have to look at this mod list and look at what I'm doing and not doing to get it to do that, because I'm using the face light here. I will have to figure that out. Okay, I don't see anybody out here. Let's see if anybody's in.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Keep walking, stranger.
Okay, Ludvar.
Fate is the name. I keep the inn.
Okay.
Yeah,
It does say this is optional. I'm making a good faith attempt.
I don't mean you any trouble. Just leave me alone.
Yes, sir.
All right, then.
Alright, I'm not seeing anybody here. So...
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Everything all right? You seem a bit distracted.
Hey, honey. So, you keep calling me trouble.
Aye.
Keep using that word. Oh, that's adorable. This is Princess Bride. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
What?
Okay, he's never seen the movie. Only one of us has stampeded worker or done questionable things with goats.
Oh, well, shit.
That's awesome. That is Princess Bride. Okay, it's their outpost. These are the guards. There's really not much in this town, folks. So, investigating Dragon Bridge. To be... Let me look up a guide. Shattered Legacy. Oh yeah, it's a long one, huh? Alright, let's see, Lord's Mail. So, okay. So the Lord's Mail is from Elder Scrolls Arena. It should be patched. The patch might be... Alright, unfortunately, the guide is no help. I'm gonna try to investigate Wolf... No, this does not look like it's optional. Investigate Wolfheart's plaque in Windhelm. Oh wow, you guys, this is... this is frustrating. Yeah, there is... Maybe I have to do them more. I don't know. This is a creation content quest that has been patched by Legacy of the Dragonborn, and the patch may not have gone well with this update.
I own Hollyfrost
Investigate
farm
Wolfheart's
outside the
plaque.
city. It's honest work, if a bit dull.
So it doesn't give me any text, it just says Wolfhearth. Wolfhearth of Laura, reigned 480, 335.
Good to see you again, friend.
Oh no! By the gods!
Oh no,
this
someone
can't
else is
be
dead.
happening.
Oh, I caught the wrong person. I am so sorry. Someone else is dead. Yeah. I'm experiencing... Find Dragon's Fall. Wow, okay, so they have really changed this. So, from what I can tell, I accepted the Creation Club version of the quest. But it couldn't be completed because it was patched incorrectly by Legacy of the Dragonborn. And now I'm trying to... Okay, find Dragon's Fall. Okay. Oh wow, yeah, it's a little dark, huh? Boy. So this is, yeah, that's exactly how the necklace is supposed to work. Alright, yeah, I'm having issues. I was wondering if I had remembered it incorrectly. That is exactly how it should work. The only issue with this, also, I've used the Radiant, just the Necklace of Light, but it doesn't give the Pool of Light. This at least gives you the Candle of the Head, which is pretty, and the only problem with that is, don't wear it while using sex mods, folks. It results in, I mean, do it at least once. It does result in animation comedy. But if you're trying to have, you know, sex for other purposes other than laughing, at least for your characters. For me, I'm still in the process of just trying to get Ostim to work properly. Navigating, and unfortunately Ostim, it uses the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 keys default for, and so if you leave this on and you're using some of the controls for Ostim, you're going to end up putting this on and off, and it's going to be moving in interesting ways. So hopefully you can get some sense of what I mean about conflicting mods and how it takes me a while to figure this crap out. What is happening? She'll be running round the mountain when she runs. She'll be running round the mountain when she runs. She'll be running round the mountain. She'll be running round the mountain. She can't find a road to save her life. She'll be riding big black horse when she rides. Paul! my lights when there are a dearth of hotkeys. My lights take up too many hotkeys. So just to get a functioning light easily when I need it, I need... Oh, for fuck's sake. Is there more? Where? It's too fucking dark. Where are you? Okay. So I need the 5 key to put this on, the 8 key to take it off, and if you're using O-stim, that's hilarious. Oh my god. Okay. I still need the keys. How do I get in? I thought there was a staircase. There was. Okay. Dragon's Fall. Okay, requires key. How did... I don't know how I got the key, but I'm glad I got the key. So apparently if you already have the Lord's Mail and you displayed it, you have to take it out of its display at the museum, or, I don't know, bring it with you if you happen to be precog. Ah. I'm all flustered. Take off the light. Put on the other necklace. So I am desperately in search of a mod that gives you permanent light, casts.
Interloper, trespasser, who are you to disturb my slumber? Leave this place or forever be claimed by it.
Yeah. Dude, I want to finish the quest, okay? You don't understand. That was a little loud. So, I have several requirements of light, which I have not yet met. It's good in this game, it isn't good in the other, and I don't know why, because I didn't really change the lineup. But that's the thing, I must have changed the lineup of something that I don't understand. And finding it is going to be, okay, disable that, enable that, change its place, try to figure it out. Hey! You look like you want to be dead. Oh, and look, it goes in like 15 different directions. Okay, that may sound, you know, I'm exaggerating, but it's probably 3, and I'm still going to be lost.
I swear at this point they're only wanting us to sneak about. Because I don't think straight seeing me move like that. Glowing.
Thank you for being nice to me, Kaidan. Okay, I just keep doing it. Yes. Back out this way. Alright, so I am going to... Alright, yeah. I only have... Okay, I don't have the regular Lord's Mail activated. I'm headed back to the entrance, aren't I? I sure am. Okay. Okay, this way is blocked, I believe. Alright. Hopefully, this pathway will lead me to new stuff.
Or if this is a way of getting back at me for something else said. Probably the second one. But I can't complain about the view.
Okay, over here maybe? Maybe? I'm lost. Ooh. 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 Okay, those aren't runes, it's just ice on the ground. Otherwise I'm like, oh, look at all the insta-kill. Yeah, I'm going to play... For my new good person, I already tested some of it, even though I'm going to have to restart because I'm going to have to change a couple of things. I need to fix the light thing, and I'm not going to change my lineup. This has taught me to never change my lineup during the playthrough. If I want something, I need to redo it entirely and start over. But I hadn't played enough with Nether Followers Framework. And it's kind of amazing, so you can actually turn vanilla followers into massive uber whatevers you want. So Ironclaw and Nico can both heal now. I can even turn them into archers, which I think I will do. Like turn Ironclaw into an archer and Nico into a defender, but you know, it's really amazing. So I'm starting on legendary difficulty, and then I will run with Ironclaw, Nico, Ori, and Kaidan. And I start with Ironclaw because he is literally the easiest one to get to in a very high difficulty game. Just all you have to do is get to Iverstead, which you can do from any carriage. So I start as the guildmaster. Oh, hey, kitty. Hey, Vandal's in my lap. You want me to talk about the other kitty? Yeah? Yes, okay. I will give you that one. Yes, you can have that one. Alright, I'm gonna move up, alright? Is that okay with you? But you can turn them into healers. Ori becomes ridiculously overpowered. Her arrows can paralyze from the beginning of the game. So even though Legendary is a royal pain in the ass, running with that crew where Ori, Nico, and Ironclaw can heal the group, that's kind of amazing. So I'm going to start with that. So you have Ironclaw, Nico, Ori, and Kaidan. And so far it's been really fun. Okay, that's the same thing. This is probably some treasure. Wow. This is a lot, guys. So one of the biggest dangers of legendary difficulty is absolutely traps. They are, no question, insta-kill. There is no surviving them. So that will be one of my major concerns. So I'm still making the game even more lethal than this one is. but I'm gonna run with more of a squad. Ori has nowhere near as much content as Kaidan does, but they do talk to each other, and both Ori and Kaidan acknowledge Miko, so they both have essentially the same line. You know, who's a good boy? You are. You are. They both say that, so it might end up being no Iron Claw because I feel that he gets left out. But that's a pretty happy little family there. Ori is just adorable. I hadn't run with him.
Be gone. I will never again be made the pawn of another. I am the storm of Kai.
Okay, so that's another thing. I never know whether to say kind. Whoa, hey. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. I'm regenerating through it. Keen, or if you're even just going on her name, Kinneret. What? Okay. Okay. I see. So I'm also adding damage to my food. If I don't eat or drink properly, I will take much more damage. So in my new game, at least that's what I'm trying at first, because there's just so many advantages that I want to counteract it a little bit. But I'm having fun testing it out.
You're a fine shot with that ball.
This place is huge.
Just like that. With all I am, and yet my heart fucking stops when something comes at us. Every fucking time.
Yeah, like that truck. I have enough hit points and decent resistance now. The early game, boy, that you don't. Wow, how many? Yeah, I think I'm inclined to say kind, but I know Kaidan says keen, and I think the name in my head, which is kin, sort of like seeing the word Wednesday and thinking Wednesday. And my brain can be very little. Oh, hello, kid. Hi, baby. Hi. I know, I'm talking. I don't like that. It's alright. Yeah.
Shit. Don't think a man as big as me was meant to walk like this.
You just... I didn't even manage to get close enough to that. You just knocked my hand right out of the way. Oh. That's okay, love. No, not the arm. Please, not the claws on the arm. Only you like that. Okay, they're weird bookends, but alright.
Don't go cloning me with that crazy magic of yours, alright? There's only one Kaidan.
Okay. Promise. Okay, no kitty. No. Can't have that hand, can't have the keyboard, and you can't use your claws on your arm, and I don't think that's unreasonable. You're so cute. Yeah, you. Alright, I'll put it down there the right way without jumping. Oh, but I can jump. There's the staircase. Hey, baby. No, you can't have that. No. No. None of that. Sorry if that disrupts your nap plans. No. No. You're thinking about it, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Okay. I'll pet you a little bit. I'll pet you a lot. Come on, man. Draugr, help me out here.
We need to take care of this.
Okay, so you can see my plan of maxing out conjuration has kind of been slow walk the rest of the game. I've gotten my illusion up to 90, but my conjuration, just conjuring a bow, is still only at 60. But I like it here. I really like the down bow. It makes survival with weight restrictions livable, but I'm not going to do that again. Hello, kid. You are such a sweet guy. I love you so much. I know. Pets are short. Wow, I feel like I've been in this dungeon for at least 2 years. Honey, stop. He keeps putting his claws up on the keyboard, which usually gets my attention, but he's been in trouble for that since he ripped off my space key. Okay, now he's leaving because he's annoyed with me. Oh no! But wait. Come back.
I'll make sure they regret it.
My blade is thirsting for blood.
This is another use of assets to make a new room. Really? Where do you think you're going?
Enough. Enough. I do what I do. You don't like it. Tough.
So yeah, I really love Ori. She's adorable. She's kind of got that sort of innocent savagery that is awesome. You never know if she's going to talk about eating a bandit or going, ooh, let's jump in puddles. Which is perfect for my temperament.
You want some more?
Wow, lots of hit points, folks. So I will be playing an actual Bosmer, not the Saleya character that kind of knows all and sees all. She's going to be stumbling through, making a lot of mistakes and telling off the wrong people and not knowing the outcomes. Sort of a kindred spirit with Ori, romance with Kaidan, and lots of happy pets, and they are definitely going to be adopting. Speaking of which, I should try to get the adoption mode to work. But I'm not going to try to use the safe house because if I remember, the pets won't go there. So I'll just keep it at Golden Hills. Everybody's happy at Golden Hills. There's a petting zoo.
Shit happens.
It's safe as long as I'm not there. So I arrive then. So if I end up not able to keep some of the companions with me, they will all have a happy home. A lot of Draugr, guys. This is a big place.
Oh, hello, let's get out of here.
So with my new mod list, my evil vampire is all set up. Got everything working there. And now I just have to get things set up well enough for my poor little Bosmer who's going to stumble into the world with Ori level of innocent joy and experience all the racism and hatred firsthand. Still try to be a good person. It's tough. Wow, I am never leaving, am I? This is just it. I don't think anybody can explain to me why there are ash spawn in here, but okay. Yeah, this is a big place, folks. And I'm sure there's still more yelling. Unfortunately, many mods do not have adjustable voice that responds to your settings in game. It's just loud. Legacy the Dragonborn really does itself a disservice on the sound mixing. It can be just ear-bleedingly loud, even for someone like me who sets most things pretty low. But it just goes to the max and kills my ears.
Do this the hard way? Fine. You can go to hell.
It's kind of cool. I like that. Opening there, light down, although those snow textures aren't the best. got to be fucking kidding me. I mean, come on, guys, this is excessive. It's not that it's just like a lot, but I see it as a challenge. It just gets boring after a while. This is too much for one instance. It's too much. There's no change in, I mean, come on, guys. I'm pretty sure there's research on this too. Most games have, you know, we just don't have like 3-4 hour long raids anymore. About 20 minutes on an instance is, you know, good enough. Not an hour and a half of essentially the same procedure with the same reward. So with the understanding that when you play video games or something like this, everybody knows it's pretend. You just want it to be rewarding somehow to your mind. Alright. I need to look for the answer. Whale, eagle, snake, whale. Starting from this side. Well, and also, Legacy the Dragonborn has to keep in mind, you know, there has to be a really good reward for this. Now, I consider the gallery itself to be the most extraordinary reward, but I mean, hardly anything this late in the game is going to be like, oh wow, I really need that. I can't imagine.
We should have seen this coming.
Well, okay.
There's definitely behind us. Something always wanted to tell me you did.
Okay, maybe they want it transposed. Transpose the eagle and the snake. Hey, Kaidan, buddy. Yeah, I'm... Stop. Guys.
To a tavern we ought to make haste. A hot dish I'd love me to taste. Yes, food is nutritious, but there's nothing delicious as the Dragonborn's legs round me waist.
Whale, eagle, snake. Whale. It really isn't. Oh. Well then, that would make sense. I can't whale. No, don't whale because you've got whale in the brain. Come on, try it again. You are... oh, they move! Yeah, that's what... You have to listen. They move. Yeah, they were moving. Yeah, also think about how miserable this is on survival with restrictions to inventory. We're like approaching the point where I would need to camp in here because I'm getting debuffed. So that's going to be one of the challenges on the legendary, is mostly exploring the caution and fear of legendary plus survival and creating a new, because I remember that being a thing when I was playing Dragon Age on very, very high difficulty. Your squad becomes utterly precious. Absolutely precious, because you know you would be, I mean, you know you'd be dead with them. You're not like just keeping them around because they're funny or they talk or, you know, they're handsome or whatever. You need them or you're dead. Whereas Mass Effect went the opposite direction, because everybody was always dead. It was essentially a solo game. Oops, sorry,
There's just no beginning.
So for camaraderie, Dragon Age Origins is probably the absolute best for that. And I'm trying to recreate that aesthetic here. An exceedingly difficult world where I have severe knowledge restrictions. I don't know what I'm doing. My character doesn't know what she's doing. Oh look! More Draugr! And she absolutely knows she...
I have more than done my part for Skyrim. Can I not be allowed to rest? What binds my soul to this wretched world? Need I claim yours to prove that I am deserving of the death I seek?
Wow, okay. Procedurally, guys, how am I supposed to do something I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what model he is. I don't know if he's a dragon priest. He's level 91, guys. Fuck.
Fucking cunt.
Yeah, I don't even know which model this is. I can't really see it.
Memories always bring discoveries of the two and four.
I don't know what's happening. What am I supposed to loot? Is it upstairs? Okay, the corpse is right here. Yeah, also think about people's graphics capability. Treads of Wolfarth, boots of a former Dragonborn found in Dragon's Fall. One time, baby. Kitty, I adore you. I really do. I do. Yeah, it's hard to see, guys. I mean, thank you and all. And I love your models. But Unfortunately, risk versus reward is often violated in these quest systems. And keep in mind, I have played a lot of hard games. A lot of very, very, very grindy, hard games. And I'm allowed to not want to now. Okay, I'm gonna try to do the Lord's Mail quickly. I'm gonna see if I can find it, if it's been placed. I don't know. If not, I'm gonna have to do a serious debug on this, and that's gonna require like more actual research. I might have gone to the wrong spot. Let's see. Should be able to just go in the cave. Follow the ledge. And yeah, there is a little cave back here.
What the crap is that in me pants? Oh shit! Fucking spider crawling up me dangly bits. Get it out! Get it off! Fuck!
Okay.
Fucking
I was completely lost. Through here, I can get the Lord's Mail. Alright. I am very sorry, Kaidan. I was very excited and shot you straight in the back.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, it is back here. Alright. Why the quest marker was... Why there's a big square out, why it was over there, I don't know. But I'm gonna have it now. yes, guys, if I don't have markers, and yeah, it's the struggle is real, folks.
I swear lately it's like I can feel when a threat is near. It's like something triggers all the fucking instincts that guard and protect you, my dragon.
Oh, okay. Oh, is campfire still here from the last time we were lost? Okay.
What's on your mind?
Okay.
You alright?
Maybe we should rest for the night. I'll pitch a tent for you anytime. Anything for you.
You're sweet. Thank you for being nice to me. Frustrated and covered in Draugr. Tired. Ugh, get it all off me.
Always surprises me how much bigger it is on the inside than the out. Nice little tent though.
This tent is awesome. I really miss Kaidan when he's not running with me. So many things I miss. Fortunately, I haven't discovered like a whimsy thing for my vampire to make it less awful to be a vampire. I can't really play it for very long. I get soul sick. Rising Threat, Volume 4. Gonna skip the intro? While Morrowind and the Imperial forces in Blackmarsh were still reeling from the consecutive catastrophes of the Oblivion Crisis and the destruction of Vardenfell, the Thalmor incited the Argonians to mount a massive uprising. Blackmarsh and southern Morrowind were completely lost to the Argonians, but luckily the Thalmor too lost what influence they had over the Reptilians. All the while, the Thalmor consolidated their hold over my beloved homeland. It took almost a decade before my own machinations put me into contact with Okato. He seemed more interested than most in what I had to say about the Thalmor, maybe because he was himself an Altmer and recognized the threat they represented. It wasn't long before the Thalmor had Okato assassinated. Potentate Okato's murder began the Stormcrown interregnum. The Elder Council fractured, leading into years of ruthless infighting, plots, and backstabbing. Many tried to claim the Ruby Throne. Most were pretenders to the crown. A few had legitimate claims. Others still were more than brutal dullards who thought mere strength of arms was all the entitlement they needed. Violent, unnatural storms lashed the Imperial City several times during this anarchy, always with the eye of the storm looking directly down upon the white gold tower, as if this was the judgment of the Nine Divines. With the Empire submerged in this mayhem, the Thalmor were quick to act. They overthrew the rightful kings and queens of the Altmer. I remember the revulsion and horror that took hold when word reached me that this dementia had gripped my homeland. Once so proud and majestic, many of our great race actually embraced this insanity. Then the first of many pogroms descended on Somerset Isle. They slaughtered any who were not of the blood of the Altmer, a fine excuse to purge the dissidents as well. The Thalmor have never been ones to waste such an opportunity. After 7 long, bloody years, the Stormcrown interregnum was ended when a Colovian warlord by the name of Titus Mede seized the crown. Whether he had rightful claim or not is moot. Without Titus Mede, there would not be an empire today. He proved a shrewd and capable leader, such that Skyrim endorsed him as emperor. With the empire stabilizing under the auspicious efforts Emperor Titus Mede, I resumed my efforts to warn them of the Thalmor threat. Again, the Thalmor remained a step ahead. Before my efforts could come to fruition, the Thalmor struck. Another coup, this time in Valenwood. The Empire was not prepared for the Thalmor's subterfuge and stratagem. There are those who claim the combined Altmer and Bosmer forces greatly outmatched the Empire, but this is a farce. The short, savage campaign was won by the Thalmor even before first blood was drawn. They waited and watched their enemy and chose where and when they would attack. The Thalmor were able to bring the full fury of their small contingent of Altmer and Bosmer to any of several Imperial strongholds. Contrary to the posturing of the Empire's generals, the Thalmor did not command greater numbers. They had better spies and greater mobility and knew how best to use them. This is the menace that the Thalmor represent. They are cruel and merciless, but they are no fools. They are devious and subtle and so very patient. In one fell stroke, the Thalmor took a strategic foothold in the mainland of Tamriel and prevented any significant attempt the Empire could have made to invade Somerset Isle and depose the tyranny of the Thalmor. At the same time, they took a better vantage to continue to watch the Empire and wait. In doing so, they also revived the Altmeri dominion with their alliance to the Bosmer of Valenwood. Over the decades, the Thalmor have grown quiet, but this is not the end. It has only just begun. They merely consolidate their power and tighten their grip on the hearts and minds of the Altmer. The Empire may wish to forget the wounds its pride has suffered at the hands of the Thalmor, but they are still out there, plotting, watching, waiting. While the Empire is content to secure inconsequential quarters of its vast holdings, the threat of the Thalmor continues to rise. Not since Potentate Okado has anyone in the Empire listened to me. I beseech any and all citizens of this renowned empire to heed my words. The Thalmor must be stopped before it is too late. Soon after, Lathinil of Sunhold commissioned to have these volumes printed and distributed far and wide in the empire with his own coin. He himself met a violent end. In light of the events that followed his death, we must consider that he may very well have been murdered by Thalmor assassins. Praxis Aratian, Imperial Historian. Ruins of Kemelsen by Rollard Nordson. With the acclamations of the Fellows of the Imperial Society still ringing in my ears, I decided to return to Morrowind immediately. It was not without some regret that I bade farewell to the flesh pots of the Imperial City, but I knew the wonders I had brought back from Ralad Makai had only scratched the surface of the Dwemer ruins in Morrowind. Even more spectacular treasures were out there. I felt, just waiting to be found, and I was eager to be off. I also had before me the salutary example of poor Bannerman, who was still dining out on his single expedition to Blackmarsh 20 years ago. That would never be me, I vowed. With my letter from the Empress in hand, this time I would have the full cooperation of the Imperial authorities. No more need to worry about attacks from superstitious locals. But where should I look next? The ruins of Kemelze were the obvious choice. Unlike Raled Makai, getting to the ruins would not be a problem. Also known as the Cliff City, Kemelze lies on the mainland side of the Vardenfell Rift, sprawling down the sheer coastal cliff. Travelers from the east coast of Vardenfell often visit the site by boat, and it can also be reached overland from the nearby villages without undue hardship. Once my expedition had assembled in Sedanin with the usual tedious complications involved in operating at this half-civilized land, we set out for the village of Marog near the ruins, where we had hoped to hire a party of diggers. My interpreter, Tul Panai, an unusually jolly fellow for a dark elf that I had hired in Sedanin at the recommendation of the local garrison commander, assured me that the local villagers would be very familiar with Kemelze, having looted the site for generations. Incidentally, Tenpenny, as we soon came to call him, to his constant amusement, proved invaluable, and I would recommend him without hesitation to any of my colleagues who were planning similar expeditions to the wilds of Morrowind. At Marog, we ran into the first trouble. The Hetman of the village, a reserved, elegant old fellow, seemed willing to cooperate. The local priest, a representative of the absurd religion they have here, worshipping something called the Tribunal, who they claim actually live in palaces in Morrowind, was fervently against us excavating the ruins. He looked likely to sway the villagers to his side with his talk of religious taboos, but I waved the Empress's letter under his nose and mentioned something about my friend, the garrison commander at Sedanin, and he quieted down. No doubt this was just a standard negotiating tactic, arranged among the villagers to increase their pay. In any event, once the priest had stalked off muttering to himself, no doubt calling down curses upon the heads of the foreign devils, we soon had a line of villagers eager to sign on to the expedition. While my assistant was working out the mundane details of contracts, supplies, etc., Master Arum and I rode on to the ruins. By land they can only be reached using narrow paths that wind down the face of the cliff from above, where any misstep threatens to send one tumbling into the sea, foaming above the jagged rocks below. The city's original entrance to the surface must have been in the part of the city to the northeast, the part that fell into the sea long ago when the eruption of the Red Mountain created this mind-bogglingly vast crater. After successfully navigating the treacherous path, we found ourselves in a large chamber, open to the sky on one side, disappearing into the darkness on the other. As we stepped forward, our boots crunched on piles of broken metal, as common in dwarven ruins as potsherds and other ancient sites. This was obviously where the looters brought their finds from deeper levels, stripping off the valuable outer casings of the dwarven mechanisms and leaving their innards here, easier than lugging the intact mechanisms back up to the top of the cliff. I laughed to myself, thinking of the many warriors unwittingly walking around Tamriel with pieces of dwarven mechanisms on their back. For that, of course, is what most dwarven armor really is, just the armored shells of ancient mechanical men. I sobered when I thought of how exceedingly valuable an intact mechanism would be. This place was obviously full of dwarven devices, judging by the litter covering the floor of this vast chamber. Or had been, I reminded myself. Looters had been working over this site for centuries. Just the casing alone would be worth a small fortune, sold as armor. Most dwarven armor is made from mismatched pieces from various devices, hence its reputation for being bulky and unwieldy. But a matched set from an intact mechanism is worth more than its weight in gold, for the pieces all fit together smoothly, and the wearer hardly notices the bulk. Of course, I had no intention of destroying my finds for armor, no matter how valuable. I would bring it back to the Society for Scientific Study. I imagined the astonished cries of my colleagues as I unveiled it at my next lecture and smiled again. I picked up a discarded gear from the piles at my feet. It still gleamed brightly, as if new made, the dwarven alloys resisting the corrosion of time. I wondered what secrets remained hidden in the maze of chambers that lay before me, defying the efforts of looters, waiting to gleam again in the light they had not seen for long eons. Waiting for me. It remained only to find them. With an impatient gesture to Master Arum to follow, I strode forward into the gloom. Master Arum, Tenpenny, and I spent several days exploring the ruins while my assistant set up camp on the top of the cliff and hauled supplies and equipment from the village. I was looking for a promising area to begin excavation, a blocked passage or corridor untouched by looters that might lead to completely untouched areas of the ruins. We found 2 such areas early on, but soon discovered that the many winding passages bypassed the blockage and gave access to the rooms behind. Nevertheless, even these outer areas, for the most part stripped clean of artifacts by generations of looters, were full of interest to the professional archaeologist. Behind a massive bronze door, burst from its hinges by some ancient turmoil of the earth, we discovered a large chamber filled with exquisite wall carvings, which impressed even the jaded Tenpenny, who claimed to have explored every dwarven ruin in Morrowind. They seemed to depict an ancient ritual of some kind, with a long line of classically bearded dwarven elders. They're elves. Proceeding down the side walls, all seemingly bowing to the giant form of a god carved into the front wall of the chamber, which was caught in the act of stepping forth from the crater of a mountain in a cloud of smoke or steam. According to Master Arum, there are no known depictions of dwarven religious rituals, so this was an exciting find indeed. I set a team to work prying the carved panels from the wall, but they were unable to even crack the surface. On closer examination, the chamber appeared to be faced with a metallic substance with the texture and feel of stone, impervious to any of our tools. I considered having Master Arum try his blasting magic on the walls, but decided that the risk of destroying the carvings was too great. Much as I would have preferred to bring them back to the Imperial City, I had to settle for taking rubbings of the carvings. If my colleagues in the society showed enough interest, I was sure a specialist could be found, perhaps a master alchemist who could find a way to safely remove the panels. I found another curious room at the top of a long winding stair, barely passable due to the fall of rubble from the roof. At the top of the stair was a domed chamber with a large ruined mechanism at its center. Painted constellations were still visible in some places on the surface of the dome. Master Arum and I agreed that this must have been some kind of observatory, and the mechanism was therefore the remains of a dwarven telescope. To remove it from the ruins down the narrow stairway would require its complete disassembly, which fact I would probably say they should go, which no doubt had preserved it from the attention of looters. So I decided to leave it in place for the time being. The existence of this observatory suggested, however, that the room had once been above the surface. Closer examination of the structure revealed that this was indeed a building, not an excavated chamber. The only other doorways from the room were completely blocked, and careful measurements from the top of the cliff to the entry room and then to the observatory revealed that we were still more than 250 feet below the present ground level, a sobering reminder of the forgotten fury of Red Mountain. The discovery led us to focus our attentions downward. Since we now knew approximately where the ancient surface lay, we could rule out many of the higher blocked passages. One wide passage, impressively flanked with carven pillars, particularly drew my interest. It ended in a massive rockfall, but we could see where looters had begun and then abandoned a tunnel through the debris. With my team of diggers and Master Arum's majory to assist, I believe we could succeed where our predecessors had failed. I therefore set my team of dark elves to work on clearing the passage, relieved finally to be beginning the real exploration of Chemosin. Soon, I hoped, my boots would be stirring up dust that had laid undisturbed since the dawn of time. With this exciting prospect before me, I may have driven my diggers a bit too hard. Tenpenny reported that they were beginning to grumble about the long days, and that some were talking about quitting. Knowing from experience that nothing puts hearts back into these dark elves like a taste of the lash, I had the ringleaders whipped, and the rest confined to the ruins until they had finished clearing the passageway. Thanks, Stendar, for my foresight in requisitioning a few legionnaires from Seyda-Noon. They were sullen at first, but with the promise of an extra day's wages when they broke through, they soon set to work with a will. While these measures may sound harsh to my readers back in the comforts of civilization, let me assure you that there is no other way to get these people to stick to a task. The blockage was much worse than I had first thought, and in the end it took almost 2 weeks to clear the passage. The diggers were as excited as I was when their picks finally broke through to the far end into emptiness, and we shared a round of the local liquor together, a foul concoction, in truth, to show that it was all forgiven. I could hardly restrain my eagerness as they enlarged the hole to allow entry into the chamber beyond. Would the passage lead to entire new levels of the ancient city, filled with artifacts left by the vanished dwarfs? Or would it be only a dead end, some side passage leading nowhere? My excitement grew as I slid through the hole and crouched for a moment in the darkness beyond. From the echoing sounds of the stones rattling beneath my feet, I was in a large room, perhaps very large. I stood up carefully and unhooded my lantern. As the light flooded the chamber, I looked around in astonishment. Here were wonders beyond even my wildest dreams. As the light from my lamp filled the chamber beyond the rockfall, I looked around in astonishment. Everywhere was the warm glitter of dwarven alloys. I'd found an untouched section of the ancient city. My heart pounding with excitement, I looked around me. That room was vast, the roof soaring up into darkness beyond the reach of my lamp. The far end lost in shadow with only a tantalizing glimmer, hinting at treasures not yet revealed. Along each wall stood rows of mechanical men, intact except for one oddity. Their heads had been ritually removed and placed on the floor at their feet. This could mean only one thing. I had discovered the tomb of a great dwarven noble, maybe even a king. Burials of this type had been discovered before, most famously by Ransom's expedition to Hammerfell, but no completely intact tomb had ever been found. Until now. But if this was truly a royal burial, where was the tomb? I stepped forward gingerly, the rows of headless bodies standing silently as they had for eons, their disembodied eyes seeming to watch me as I passed. I had heard wild tales of the curse of the dwarves, but had always laughed it off as superstition. But now, breathing the same air as the mysterious builders of the city, which had lain undisturbed since the cataclysm that spelled their doom, I felt a twinge of fear. There was some power here. I felt something malevolent that resented my presence. I stopped for a moment and listened. All was silent, except it seemed I heard a faint hiss, regular as breathing. I fought down a sudden surge of panic. I was unarmed, not thinking of danger in my haste to explore past the blocked passage. Sweat dripped down my face, and I scanned the room for any movement. The room was warm, I suddenly noticed, much warmer than the rest of the labyrinth thus far. My excitement returned. Could I have found a section of the city still connected to a functioning steam grid? Pipes ran along the wall, as in all sections of the city. I walked over and placed my hand on one. It was hot, almost too hot to touch. Now I saw that in places where the ancient piping had corroded, small jets of steam were escaping, the sound I had heard. I laughed at my own credulity. I now advanced quickly to the far end of the room, giving a cheerful salute to the ranks of mechanical soldiers who had appeared so menacing only moments before. I smiled with triumph as the light swept back the darkness of centuries to reveal the giant effigy of the dwarven king standing on a raised dais, his metal hand clutching the rod of office. This was the prize indeed. I circled the dais slowly, admiring the craftsmanship of the ancient dwarves. The golden king stood 20 feet tall under a freestanding domed cupola, his long upswept beard jutting forward proudly as his glittering metal eyes seemed to follow me. But my superstitious mood had passed, and I gazed benevolently on the old dwarven king. My king, as I had already begun to think of him, stepped into the dais to get a better look at the sculpted armor. Suddenly, the figures of the eyes opened, and it raised a mailed fist to strike. I leapt to one side as the golden arm came crashing down, striking sparks from the steps where I had stood a moment before. With a hiss of steam and the whir of gears, the giant figure stepped ponderously out from under its canopy and strode toward me with frightening speed, its eyes tracking me as I scrambled backwards. I dodged behind a pillar as the fist whistled down again. I dropped my lantern in the confusion, and now I crept into the darkness, outside the pool of light, hoping to slip between the headless mechanism and thus escape back to the safety of the passageway. Where had the monster gone? You would think that a 20-foot golden king would be hard to miss, but he was nowhere to be seen. The guttering lamp only illuminated a small part of the room. He could be hiding anywhere in the gloom. I crawled faster. Without warning, the dim ranks of dwarven soldiers in front of me went flying as the monstrous guardian loomed before me. He had cut off my escape. As I dodged backward, blow after blow whistled down as the implacable machine followed me relentlessly, driving me into the far corner of the room. At last there was nowhere left for me to go. My back was to the wall. I glared up at my foe, determined to die on my feet, the huge fists lifted for one final blow. The room blazed with sudden light. Bolts of purple energy crackled around the metal carapace of the dwarven monster, and it halted, half turning to meet this new threat. Master Arum had come. I was about to raise a cheer when the giant figure turned back to me, unharmed by the lightning bolt hurled by Master Arum, determined to destroy this first intruder. I shouted, "Steam! Steam!" as the giant raised his fist to crush me into the floor. There was a hiss and a gust of bitter cold, and I looked up. The monster was now covered in a shell of ice, frozen in the very moment of dispatching it. Master Arum had understood. I leaned against the wall with relief. The ice crackled above me. The giant golden king stood before me, the shell of ice falling away, his head swiveling toward me in triumph. Was there no stopping this dwarven monstrosity? But then the light faded from his eyes, and his arms dropped to his sides. The magical frost had worked, cooling its steam-driven energy. As Master Arum and the diggers crowded around me, congratulating me on my narrow escape, my thoughts drifted. I imagined my return to the Imperial City, and I knew this would be my greatest triumph yet. How could I possibly doubt this find? Perhaps it was time to move on. Recovering the fabled Eye of Argonia? Now that would be a coup. I smiled to myself, reveling in the glory of the moment, but already planning my next adventure. Okay. Let's see if he's left any new notes. Death sentence note. For edit of the Blade Master of the Imperial Royal Court, Guard, I condemn you to death for high treason. The judgment is final and will be processed. The rest of the letter is corrupted and unreadable. For edit of the Blade... I don't know what that means. Alright, I have everything now for Shattered Legacy. Turn to Sanctuary. Alright. Wow, yeah, look at all these steps. Okay. Return to Sanctuary. I don't know how. Okay, since my port back didn't work, I'm going to look this up. Okay, keyword should be Alien Waystone. Oh my god. Oh, I'm looking at spells. Okay, good. That's good. Thank you. Oh, wow. Do I have to go through the whole thing again? Okay. Very easier this time. Right, there's a portal that opened. Okay, I can use it.
You have been a mighty bit busy, haven't you? I've come to claim that which we have paid for to be uncovered. I expect you would give me resistance, will you? Just place the dead fragments on the floor and leave. Very simple. Even a person such as yourself should understand these mundane instructions. Or perhaps the cold of Skyrim has dulled your wits. I do grow ever so weary of this game, but I suppose I could be persuaded to engage in another. Let's see how you enjoy it.
Too much distortion on that voice, folks. It's a good thing I have subtitles up, because that is difficult to understand.
Do that again, and you best fall by day.
Wraith Knights are nasty.
Up yours!
Oh. That's not good. Do that to Kaidan. Like that animation.
Your place in Skyrim.
I'm trying to place this model. Again, it's kind of ESO inspired. Who are you? Shadow Hunter.
Bastard! You really don't want to fuck with me! You are dead!
Yeah, I can't really see this model well. I'm assuming it kind of looks like something from Dark Souls and something from ESO.
I will separate your fucking head from your
The lighting isn't very good.
faster than you can blink!
Level 61, but clearly lots of hit points. Very high armor. Really hard to hit.
Fight, coward! Damn scum.
And it's got a shield. I can't get behind it. I'm not even sure we're supposed to be fighting this thing right now. It looks like the Shadow Hunter is probably our actual foe. This is something through this barrier is silly. It's a silly fight, folks.
Fuck off!
Okay, Shadow Hunter, who we should really be fighting.
Who are you? It's time to do what we do best, Dragonborn!
Okay, doesn't. Yeah, their corpse just disappeared. Yeah, that I have 8 bound arrows left, so those 2 mobs took 98 arrows. Or excuse me, 88 arrows.
The blood of the mother and the breath of the father, bore by the one who is bound to both. You have brought forth symbols of the seven, and as such, the fragments of the Kimel Adabel shall be reforged. Though the covenant of Akatar shall never again be made, the stone shall once again serve to reinforce the world by bringing breath and blood to the White Gold Tower once more.
That's nice, but considering the White Gold Tower is in Cyrodiil, and we're in Skyrim, it's kind of like saying, you know, getting an artifact in China that will empower the pyramids. Take Amulet of Kings.
I now take my leave, and leave unto you the power of the Dragon Soul Forge. Dol Sihain. The blue flame of the forge will allow you to give material form to the essence and power of the Dova you have vanquished, creating a soul ingot. With these ingots, you can rework the offerings into a true visage of the Dovahkiin, or reshape the instrument of the ancient tongues to better suit
His fangs
your
clipping
needs.
through the top is just disturbing.
A final gift from our father, a single soul ingot, and the knowledge to use it, that you may make a relic of your own, the grasp of the Quinarin. I bestow this knowledge unto you. With it you shall take your rightful place among the seven. Use it wisely. Now go forth, one of seven. The wheel still turns,
I am one of
and
seven.
your prophecy is yet unfulfilled.
Okay. I'ma save now. Cause okay. Okay, that was a lot. Alright, maybe this is the forge. Do you wish to expend the soul of a dragon to gain a soul ingot? Yeah, I've got plenty of souls. 1 soul ingot. There's an anvil. Panarin's grasp. Panarin's gloves recovered from Sancrator. Visage. Oh, this is all heavy. Okay, they're cool looking, but I'm gonna make all of these. Okay, that's it. But so essentially, these are appearance items. Okay, so I have the armor of Morehouse. It doesn't even look like these are, yeah, visage. Alright, so, yeah. Okay, appearance items that you can enchant yourself. Fair enough. Okay, I believe that's it. I have never done that. Go me. Let's see if I can reuse the waystone to get me back. Okay, cool. It's probably what I should have done last time instead of porting out. Where I left, I don't... Oh, this is part of the tent. Okay, can you back up the tent?
That's the Amulet of Kings! That is a fine piece of jewelry, that is.
Yeah.
We went through a lot to get it, but I'm glad it's in the right hands now. Looks great on you, by the way.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Tempting.
And now more amulet-y. Can you pack up the campsite?
Sure thing.
Okay, let me look at the Amulet of Kings, and I don't know what 1 of 7 means unless there are only like 7 recorded Dragonborn or something. I'm not sure. Or now I'm 1 of 7 because you got the let's see, because you got the artifacts from the other 6, and now you are the 7th. Okay, Amulet of Kings. Yeah, it has no stats. It's just a lore item. That's cool. Alright. Return to Fiji.
Yes?
Ismail has been traveling with a caravan of Thalmor to Morrowind.
You've done well.
They will enter Skyrim from the southwest, passing by Thunderstorm Gorge.
It just so happens I've got some scouts along the road. Meet up with them, and together, see if you can't overpower the caravan.
Sounds good.
Here, this is for you.
I'll make sure your man gets out safely.
Stay sharp out there.
Places like this, silence. It doesn't feel like silence. It always feels like it's real.
Okay, this gives a set of gear. Oh, it looks good. The remnant gear set looks good.
Holding its breath.
Okay, Great Cowl of Nocturnal. Okay, he's trying to kill me now.
You're fucking dead!
Why do you have a helmet?
Sometimes I get shit scared when you're in a fight. Or I find it a bit thrilling to watch. Know what I mean?
Okay, I want to see if I have any briar hearts. I'm going to blacklist them. That way, if I get any more quests or I need briar hearts, I'm not going to auto loot. I forgot to pray, didn't I?
That's close enough.
I'm warning you.
Can't pray.
Back off.
I'm warning you. Back off.
I'm warning you. Back off.
Need to move closer.
I will protect you, Dragonborn. You picked a bad time.
It just kills me that, you know, like a random bandit thug level 9 is gonna take several arrows. Writing a note to fix my snow. I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna completely redo my snow. I have seen floofier snow elsewhere. I shall make it so. I keep telling myself that, and then I look at like all the work it would take, and I go, I think I'm okay with the snow I have. Yeah.
Let's be careful. Someone could be watching us.
Oh, look at them slammy doors.
What was that noise? What the fuck? The battle calls me again. Oreo asshole! Motherfucker!
Oh, I'm sorry, Kaidan. I shot you right in the head.
Die!
Whoa! Ouch. Rude.
Alright, Kaidan. You've got this focus. You mean sneaky. You are not sneaky peeky. Shit, too late.
Okay.
No, that's a nice read.
Where is the trigger? So yes, I do have the Amulet of the Kings, which I could enchant to whatever I wanted. But keep in mind, as much of a fan of the franchise that I am a woman, which would make me a queen, and it is not an Amulet of Queens. It is an Amulet of Kings, excluding me yet again by my gender. And I already have Kaidan's carved locket, which means more to me. So I will be displaying it. Wow, that's a lot of hit points, guys. Well, technically, it's very high armor.
Slow and steady. You don't want to grab any undue. Let's do this.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to hit. Wow. It's like playing pinball. Got it, sweetheart? No.
Son of a bitch,
Alright. Okay, okay. Yeah, I wish they had a shout for permanent light. Alright, I missed wherever my quest objective is.
This place looks shady as fuck.
Yeah, it does, baby. You are not wrong, my love. Okay. Good. Unstuck. Unstuck yourself. Okay. I missed why I was coming here. Hello. Haven't met.
You've got nothing on the Dragonborn!
Let's see what else is around. You are alone.
Huzzah!
Huh.
Okay, I see pillars. Oh yeah, that's unusual. Those are handles on pillars. Okay. So it says whale. Well. So should they both be whale? Oh no, you pull the one for whale. Okay.
I know these Rauga hide in their slips because they don't have the guts for the real fight. Get it? Guts.
Uh-oh, I'm unstuck.
Fight! Yes!
Problem solved.
Oh, that was excellent.
Okay, this is... Alright. Hello.
Stick beside.
I think we've got... We need time to
kick some ass! If death is what you seek, I am happy to oblige.
Yeah, those are shadow marks that mean loot. That's wild. Huh. Okay.
Well, let's go.
Yeah, and did I like strip off my gear or something? Why am I nerfing all my hits? Why is it a whiff? Wow. Okay. Hard game is hard. Okay, I either need a handle.
You're a fine shot with that bow.
Yeah, you'd think. Come on, you look like a door. Ay, come on. I just want to get out. Alright, let's see if I can just get out or stay here forever.
I can't see shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of want a... Oh, stay away from those doors. I want a light source that doesn't flicker as much. Okay, I have to go across here. Stay off those, baby. Don't die. Don't be dead, Kaidan. Yeah, see, he can't be added to NFF, and if he had that support, then he wouldn't step on traps. But he does step on traps. And get me killed. Maybe I'll have to be a good guy and run with Ori. Just have Ori, a kitty, and a puppy, and everybody's not hurting each other. Okay, let's go hand in Gray Fox. Read Stranger's Journal. The curse of the Grey Cow is said to strip you of your identity, wiping you from all of recorded history. But the curse was broken long ago. The truth is, it wasn't Nocturnal that robbed me of my life. It was my selfishness. I wore the cowl out of pure greed. I left my family because I loved only myself. Then my sister passed, leaving her son an orphan, the last of the Ice Blades, heir to a fortune. an easy prey for the wolves. With the boy in danger, it's time I took responsibility as the head of this clan. But if I am to be his father, I have to stop being a stranger. I must pass the cowl on to another. And in doing so, the Grey Fox must die. Until then, I come to this grave every night, bringing flowers to ask my sister for forgiveness.
You've done well.
I don't care if you're the Grey Fox or a pink zombie. Give me what I came for. The Grey Fox. It's an honor to meet you, sir.
My joy knows no bounds. Here, a little payment for your troubles. I trust we'll never need to speak of this again to anyone.
We should stop to try a bottle or two of that black briar mead. Or 3 or 4.
Look at how beautiful it is.
Need something?
There's the little boy. Look how beautiful it is here at night with all the glowing dragon's tongue. It's lovely. Okay. Okay, I just did a big series of big long dungeons, so I'm gonna do no contest now. I'm gonna do a little fishing stuff before I head straight into the cause, because that's a lot. I might do just like 2 of the fishing quests now to just do some stuff that I know is gonna take about 7 minutes and not the next 3 hours of my life. Thanks for watching. Wishing you found family, creative hobbies, a hot bath after a long day, and food you love as much as Saleya loves apple pies.